What's up, Broncos country? Denver Broncos family, picture this. A 6'7" athlete with hands of steel and the instincts of a beast, ready to dominate the end zone. Now here's the kicker. He's only played one season of college football. That's right, Broncos fam. Denver is taking a bold shot on tight end Caleb Lohner, a former college basketball player who's making Sean Payton dream about the glory days of a certain Pro Bowler he once coached. Want to know why this rookie is making waves? Let's dive into this bold move by the Broncos and find out what makes Lohner the most intriguing player from our 2025 draft class. When the clock hit the 7th round, pick 241, no one expected the Broncos to pull a move this far off the radar. Caleb Lohner, tight end out of the University of Utah, was the final pick of our 2025 draft. And let me tell you, this could either be a touchdown or an epic fumble. Why? Because Lohner is a raw project, a true diamond in the rough who hadn't played organized football until 2024. That's right, Broncos country. The guy only has 57 college snaps under his belt. But here's the crazy part. He caught 4 passes and turned all 4 into touchdowns. That's next-level efficiency, standing at 6'7", 2 minutes, and weighing in at 2 low Bs, 115 kilo. Lohner is a physical monster. He spent 5 years playing high-level college basketball at BYU, Baylor, and Utah, where he showed off elite athleticism. On the court, he was known for vicious dunks and dominant presence. Now picture that same dude out-jumping any corner or safety in the red zone, using his size and coordination to haul in impossible catches. That's exactly what Sean Payton saw when watching his limited football film. Payton even said that despite the short tape, there were moments where he told his staff, play it again, and Broncos country. When Payton gets that excited, you know something special might be brewing. Let's rewind a bit to see how this guy even got here. Lohner grew up in Flower Mound, Texas, and was a basketball star at Wasatch Academy. His dream was the NBA, and rightfully so. He played in 153 college basketball games, started 46 of them, and faced off against some of the Big 12's best. But in 2024, Utah's coaching staff convinced him to give football a try. Tight ends coach Freddie Whittingham, who knew the Lohner family, saw raw potential and told him, "You could be an elite tight end." And Lohner, with his competitive mindset, took the challenge. In his only season with the Utes, his numbers were modest. 4 receptions, 54 yards. But let's be real, Broncos fam. Every single catch was a touchdown. That's not luck, that's instinct. He was used as a red zone weapon, taking advantage of his height and basketball-style box-out ability to shield defenders and secure the ball. And it gets better. Broncos scouts were blown away by his smooth movement at the Big 12 Pro Day, even though he only ran 6 routes. Sean Payton said he saw traits and movement skills that made him believe in Lohner's upside. And when Payton starts talking about traits, you know we might have a matchup nightmare on our hands. So tell me, Broncos family, can't you just picture this orange giant leaping into the end zone as Bo Nix drops a dime into his hands? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Now here's the wildest part. Sean Payton is comparing Lohner to none other than Jimmy Graham. The former tight end Payton turned into a monster in New Orleans. For those who forgot, Graham was also a college basketball player who only played 1 season of football before being drafted in the 3rd round in 2010. The result? 5 Pro Bowls, 89 career touchdowns, and a reputation as one of the league's best tight ends. Payton knows how to develop this kind of talent, and he sees shades of Graham in Lohner. Sure, the comparison isn't perfect. Graham had more snaps, around 80-plus, and 18 receptions in his 1 football season at Miami. Lohner? Just 57 snaps and 4 catches. But Payton isn't looking at raw stats. He's seeing the potential. You've got a 6'17", 255-pound guy with elite basketball skills, the coach said. You watch him move and think, wow, there's a lot to work with here. And Broncos fam, it's not just Payton who's excited. Even the Colts tried to snag Lohner as an undrafted free agent, but Denver beat them to it by grabbing him in the draft. That tells you how much value the league sees in this guy. Let's keep it real, though. Broncos country. Lohner is a project. He's not a polished tight end ready to dominate day 1. He's practically starting from scratch. Think about it. The guy hadn't played football since grade school. He's got to learn the details of the position, blocking, reading defenses, running complex routes. Even Payton admitted, "We've got to coach and develop him." But if there's one coach who can turn a raw athlete into a star, it's Sean Payton, the same mastermind who developed Graham and even made a weapon out of Taysom Hill, another unconventional athlete he loves to use creatively. Lohner will compete in a tight end room that includes Evan Engram, who just signed a 2-year deal, and Lucas Krull, who led our tight ends in receptions in 2024 with 19. It wasn't exactly a standout year for our TEs, so there's room for someone like Lohner to shine, especially in the red zone. He may not be ready to start right away, but his ability to be a goal line threat is already getting fans hyped. And let's be honest, with Bo Nix running the offense and showing he's one of the top young QBs in the league, a target like Lohner could be exactly what we need to take our passing game to the next level. So Broncos country, do you think Lohner will be that guy who shows up in the red zone and gets the crowd on its feet? Or does he need a little time to find his groove? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear what the family's thinking. Let's break down what makes Lohner so special. First, the size, 6'6" and 215 pounds. That kind of frame gives any defender a headache. He uses that build to box out in the red zone like he's fighting for a rebound on the basketball court. Second, the coordination. Years of basketball gave him reliable hands and insane ability to high-point the ball. Third, the athleticism. He moves like a much smaller guy with smooth route running and explosive cuts. And lastly, the mindset. Lohner already said he's playing out of passion and will do whatever it takes to help the Broncos win. "I just wanted a shot," he said after rookie minicamp. "Now that I'm here, I'm going to do everything I can to help this team." At May's minicamp, Lohner started turning heads. Payton praised his movement, and even fans watching practice were buzzing online about this guy's potential. Posts on X were calling him the next big-time Broncos athlete and saying he could be a red zone problem. But look, Broncos country, the road ahead is long. He's about to face a brutal training camp in July, with matchups against teams like the Saints in preseason and the Titans in Week 1. Will he make the 53-man roster? Or is the practice squad the first step for him to keep developing? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Broncos country is intrigued. Sean Payton is the man behind this gamble, and Broncos fans, we all know he loves a challenge. He's taken guys with wild backgrounds and turned them into serious weapons. Lohner fits the mold of a classic Payton guy. Big, athletic, and sky-high potential. The coach is already thinking about how to use Lohner in specific packages, especially in the red zone, where he could be a nightmare for defenses. Imagine a set with Engram and Lohner on the field. Total chaos for defenders, opening up the run game or giving Bo Nix clean windows. That's the kind of play that gets fans out of their seats. But Lohner's success doesn't just depend on Payton. The player himself knows he's got work to do. He's already studying Jimmy Graham's tape to understand how a former basketball player can dominate in the NFL. "I know I've got a long road ahead," Lohner said, "but I'm going to learn and grow every single day." That mix of humility and raw talent is what's getting the Denver Broncos family hyped, and he's not alone. Lohner will be joining other former Utes on the roster like Garrett Bowles, Jonah Ellis, and Devon Vell, which might help him settle in faster. So tell me, Broncos country, do you think Payton's about to turn Lohner into the next Jimmy Graham, or is he more of a Taysom Hill type, a versatile guy who can surprise in all sorts of ways? Drop your predictions in the comments. Broncos country, if you're as fired up as I am about Caleb Lohner's potential, don't miss a single play. Subscribe to the channel right now to stay in the loop on everything Broncos. This is where we live and breathe orange and blue, bringing you breakdowns, reactions, and all the updates our Broncos family needs. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and let's root for this 6'6" giant to make a real impact on the field. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. Caleb Lohner is the kind of gamble that could change the game or take some time to pay off. But with Sean Payton running the show and Bo Nix slinging the ball, I truly believe this guy could be a problem for defenses, even if it's just in the red zone at first. He's got the size, the athleticism, and the right mindset. The big question is, can he learn fast enough to contribute in 2025? I think he can, but I want to know what you think. Is Lohner the next big-time tight end for the Broncos, or a long-term project still in the works? All right, Broncos country. What do you think about this Caleb Lohner bet? Is he the guy who's going to make the end zone shake with Bo Nix? Or does he need a little time to become the monster Payton's envisioning? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from the whole. Denver Broncos family, don't forget to smash that like button, share the video with your crew, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, go Broncos.